Although edited for television, tonight's thriller contains scenes of suspense and violence which may be unsuitable for young viewers. Parental discretion is advised.
State-of-the-art Japanese animation.
Ohazas, and welcome to the Otaku Host Club podcast. You are here with Amelia, and as always, Geoff and Dan.
Hello.
Shin.
I'm here.
Why are we so awkward?
I'm ready to record.
He got 2 hot dogs down. He went.
Yeah, I'm in a weird mind space right now. I'm like feeling kind of zen, but I'm like I want to be excited, really excited. I want to try my hardest.
I'm not.
Maybe I need more caffeine.
I'm opposite. Sundays, it's funny that we always record on Sundays because Sundays are like my usual like high anxiety day, and I'm always like, gotta record today. Let's muster up this courage.
Why? Because you're anxious about Mondays.
I am. Sunday has always been an anxious day. I don't know what it is. I think it's like the ending of one thing, the beginning of the other thing. I'm in limbo. I don't know what to do with myself. What do people even do on Sundays? You know, like what do people do?
I'm on autopilot on Sundays half the time because
you have lots of things to do.
Yeah,
I just have to sit in my room and ponder my
socialist
existence.
alternative meeting in the morning. Then I record this. Then I have band practice after this. Then I come home and eat dinner. And, that's kind of my day.
We gotta reverse Sunday and Saturday. That is the trick.
Yeah. So in this episode, we're going to be talking about what we're super excited for fall anime, and we're going to review a movie that Geoff picked out called On-gaku Our Sound. But first, what have y'all been watching? I'm going to use my bunny, my anxiety bunny, as a microphone.
Dan, you can go first.
What have I been watching?
Yeah.
I have been making my way through Getter Robo because this is supposed to be a big influence on my beloved Tenjin Toppa Gurren Lagann, which somebody on the Discord said had flaws, but I didn't get that when I watched Gurren Lagann.
I think it was JD.
Yeah, I know.
Throwing that shade.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not trigger boys, though.
Somebody
they're not
said
trigger
that
boys.
Somebody said that show wasn't perfect, and I was just kind of like, huh, really?
Oh my gosh.
That didn't went right over my head. I didn't see that. I must be lurking in there somewhere. It's not obvious to me.
Dan's calling you out right now.
But yeah, Getter Robo is pretty boring. But I can see the clear line of how Getter Robo, 30, 40 years down the line, influences Tenjin Toppa Gurren Lagann. And so from a historical context, it's an interesting thing to watch.
Amazing.
I personally, this is not a show I would recommend unless you are like dedicated to understanding giant robots as a genre, in which case I think this is worth watching for historical perspective. This Getter Robo made its impact on the world because it is the first time the robots combine. It's the first time that we see smaller robots combined into bigger robots. Which has become a staple forever forward,
Mm-hmm.
That gets its start with Getter Robo. So it's got its place in the canon of giant robots, but it's not terribly interesting to watching it in a vacuum. I have also been watching Star Driver, which was a recommendation from my friend Kevin. I have greatly enjoyed Star Driver.
He enjoyed it so much he went to the Discord to talk about it.
I did.
That means he likes it.
Yeah. So Star Driver is a giant robot show taking place in high school. And it reminds me a lot of Revolutionary Girl Utina, because it has the same kind of like high school conspiracy, and everybody is, behind the scenes doing these like conspiracy politicking and plotting against each other, and they all kind of know that they're each doing this behind the scenes, but in the classroom they kind of don't acknowledge this. And in a similar way, it reminds me of Code Geass, because it has Code Geass. How are you supposed to say
I don't know. You said ass, and I got to turn into a 10-year-old.
All right, so the Code Geass, which has the same. They've got similar kinds of high school absurdity to them. It's a similar mix of like, on the one hand, you got the big giant robot action and this like, heavy adrenaline battle sequences, but you have it mixed with this kind of high school slice of daily life absurdity. But I think the difference between the Revolutionary Girl Utina and Code Geass compared to Star Driver, both Utina and Geass, in my mind, are very intelligent shows. Star Driver is really stupid and is really horny. And but for me, rather than making this trashy or making this unappealing, it just makes it really, really fun. Like every episode, I find it very, it's fun, it's energetic, it's enjoyable, it's charismatic. It accomplishes what it's seeking out to do. So yeah, I think this was a nice recommendation from Kevin. So thank you, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin.
Ooh.
Yeah, and yeah, this is a good show. I recommend it to others.
Wow. Enthused.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Amelia?
Oh shit! What have I been watching? I have no idea.
You've forgotten already?
Yeah, no, I've been checking out a couple of the new fall things. Wait, okay. Geoff, did you watch the 3 episodes, or I guess I don't know if there's 3 out yet. There's 2 episodes of that BL anime.
Yes, I did.
Okay, we're gonna talk about that later. Okay. Yeah, I guess what have I don't fucking know. I haven't been watching that much anime actually. I've checked out a couple, but I guess I'll talk about it later in the later part of the episode. But Geoff, did you finish Squid Game?
I did finish Squid Game. Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, I'm gonna start it this week. Actually, I'm gonna
start
it this week.
I gotta order my Halloween costume.
I know, same, right? No, well, are you actually gonna watch it, Dan?
Yeah, for real. So I made a pact, I guess, with my best friend Chris, who got engaged recently. So I'm very, very happy for him. It makes me I cried literal tears of joy when Chris and Karen got engaged. But
congratulations.
They're getting. Wow, that's a whole other thing, because they're getting.
Okay, so all right. Did you watch Squid Game? Are you gonna watch Squid Game or not?
Yeah. So I was asking Chris. I was like, "Isn't this really similar to Kaiji? Isn't this just ripping off Kaiji?" And then Chris was like, "How about this? You watch Squid Game, and I'll watch Kaiji, and then we can talk about it. About this stuff.
Equal trade.
Like, fuck yeah! Yeah! When you say it like that, I'm gonna watch Squid Game. Squid Game versus Kaiji.
Yes.
Oh fuck yeah! Let's do that.
Oh
Can that be the next episode?
It's not a lot of time to prepare, but yes.
Yeah.
Well, I'm out of town next week, so we can't do double records. We can't record back to back, right?
Yeah, that's true. I'm going to be out. Well, we'll have to talk about that a little bit. 'cause I'll
Anyway,
be out of
okay,
town a
sorry.
bit, too.
What
But
have I
yeah,
been
we
watching?
should
I
strive
did.
for this. Yeah,
Okay,
we should
that's
strive
good.
for
That's good.
Squid Game and Kaiji.
That's
Yeah.
a good episode because I've seen Squid Game. I just need to watch Kaiji. Anyway, what have I been watching? I did well. Okay, so I've been thinking about streaming stuff on our Discord. I've been talking about it. We know Watch Party Central for Attack on
Mhm.
Titan.
Mhm.
But so I'm gonna more regularly stream whatever we're talking about. So I streamed on-gaku our sound through the Discord. So if y'all want to join the Discord and watch stuff with us, I will be hosting more regular streaming things. I'd love to get a watch party together to talk about or to watch a few episodes of seasonal anime, maybe on like Monday nights or something like that. But yeah, so join the Discord and come watch the things that we're going to talk about in the next episode and or
Yeah,
seasonal.
when we start streaming Kaiji, I'll be there every episode.
Okay,
Crying
all right.
manly tears.
Nice. So I'm thinking if it's something like a 26 episoder or like a 12 episoder, I won't stream the whole thing, but I will stream the first like 3 episodes. You know?
Do y'all want to do Attack on Titan again as a weekly thing?
But
I know that was just like double the work, but
it
was
but
fun.
Maybe we got to talk about that when we're not recording.
Oh my
God. In general, yeah. I mean, I personally,
yes.
I personally am fine with this, but I do the least amount of behind the scenes work.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's really up to you.
Yeah, if listeners like those episodes,
let
and you
us
want to
know
hear
now.
more, yeah, let us know on our Discord or wherever you can contact us.
And speaking of the Discord, I want to shout out a new Discord member. Memby. I was wondering if anyone was going to say anything about it. A new Discord member, Oni-chan Ash. Thanks for joining. Thanks for hanging out, checking us out.
Yeah, thank you.
Welcome.
Welcome. What anime do you like? I would love to know.
Yeah. What's your favorite panty shot in an anime?
Oh, damn, I can tell you mine. Oh, I got that. Mine is the first 5-10 seconds of the Monogatari opening.
That's what I was okay. I know I didn't say it out loud, but that's what I was wondering in my head.
That one is seared in my brain, and also the panty shot from Ichigo 100%. The first panty shot that he gets and it's strawberry on these.
So the reason I didn't no.
Damn, that's a good one.
So the reason I didn't immediately say that is because I'm distracted looking at Discord. I had to relook up Elijah 5000, who's more proactive on our Discord, and he also has a Discord that's set up that I see I've got a number of notifications for, but I haven't looked at it.
Elijah, please
Please
excuse Dan. He is a regular working man and cannot make time for the internet.
I feel like I'm fucking this up.
No, you're
not being friendly enough. I'll get back on.
You're so unfriendly, Dan.
Yeah.
Damn.
Fired.
Yeah, just like my new hairstyle is very.
Oh, your new hairstyle looks cute. I really like it.
Yeah,
I think it looks cool.
I don't know about it. I already bought purple dye so that I could redo it. I'm so unsure.
It'll grow on you.
Hello, welcome to my life.
That's a good little pun right there. It'll grow on you. Your hair's gonna grow on you.
Gonna grow on me.
Jeff, what are you watching?
Yeah.
I've been watching a lot of shit because for
for
those who don't know,
oh no,
2 out of 3 of us have COVID. I am the second to achieve that award.
Baby. Oh, give me my booster right now. I don't want to get none of it from you too. Ew.
I've been out of work for like 2 weeks, almost a week and a half, and my significant other got it. She gave it to me, and so I survived. Pretty much flu symptoms, heavy flu symptoms.
Tough.
So I spent a long time on the couch.
I used your COVID outbreak to go get a COVID test and get 2 days off work sneakily. I was like,
taking
I feel
advantage.
bad. I need to go get a test, guys. Like, I don't think I can come back until I feel better.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
right?
you did drive. I mean, you were in close proximity to me
Yeah.
for a few days, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
But you didn't give it to me. Thank you so much, Jeffrey. That was very nice of
Yeah,
you.
nope, no problem. Anytime. Yeah, so I sat on the couch and tried to basically watch things that I've bought, DVDs and Blu-rays I bought months ago and like a year ago. And I added for one day I watched Jigen's Gravestone.
Who's?
Jigen from Lupin the
Oh.
Third. Yeah, there's this.
Like, I was like, I don't know who. Like, what? I've
Yeah,
never heard of this in my life.
There was a spin-off series for Fujiko Mine. It's a side character, well, a primary character in Lupin, and they made 3 movies about an hour long each. So this was like pretty big in a way because it wasn't canon and it was a little bit more serious and adult, like the original manga. So there's 3 of these. There's Fujiko's Lie, Jigen's Gravestone, and Goemon's Blood Spray. They're all really good. You don't have to watch them in order or anything. They're all, self-contained stories.
Nice.
Good stuff.
Goremon's Blood Spray makes me like, damn, that's a brutal title right there.
That was my favorite one. Yeah. He fights this Yakuza group and he just like destroys 50 guys in a row. And it's glorious. He loses part of his arm. A little spoiler there. Gets it cut off by an axe. And you go like, how is he able to move his body after slicing through his shoulder? Yeah, it's pretty violent. Steve lent me this Madonna DVD like 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah, I would describe it as GTO meets Slam Dunk, maybe.
What is it?
Madonna.
Oh my god.
It has nothing to do with Madonna.
No, it doesn't.
So for those who like Madonna, the singer, don't watch it for that reason. It's a little 80s nostalgia OVA. It's fun. Yeah. I also finished Sunny Boy finally.
Oh shit! I haven't finished that.
It was a wild ride.
It was. I'm on episode 7, and it was pretty wild. I did finish up with some seasonal stuff, some like summer seasonals, but
yeah, there's just a weird feeling of trying to play catch up while other things are airing simultaneously.
I do want to talk about that. That's kind of annoying me. I was thinking about this while I was on press the other day. I was like, it used to be very regimented, like the dedicated seasons of anime were always specifically like 12 weeks, and it started on a specific like week and ended on a specific week. So shows would start and end kind of like at the same time. So then there would be like a week or 2 break in between the season where you could kind of like take a break, take a breather. But now it seems like it doesn't matter like what day or like what time of the season something airs in, because like this season we have like a ton of stuff that's airing in like November and December that's like technically considered fall because it's airing during fall season, but like it goes past fall, so there's like not really like there is a season, but like it feels like they're like, oh well, we'll just fuck it, like let's just like release it whenever, and we'll just release so much stuff that nobody can keep up anyway.
I think that's got to be an effect from simulcast and streaming picking stuff up so immediately. So like there's not the same drive to keep on a hyper regimented schedule, or like with with instant access to everything at all times. It becomes less important that things stick to some pre-assigned schedule because it's going to make the rounds immediately anyway. But I also think that this must just be good business insofar as like if everybody, to me that makes sense from a business perspective that if, all of your competitors have their, season opener on, day X, you would put yours day X+1 because, but have yours the next day because ain't nobody going to be watching. Like, what are they going to watch the next day?
Mm-hmm.
You can capture, the audience, when otherwise you're facing a lot of competition.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that is part of why it's playing out like that.
Mm. And I think that's like really like why things feel like you need to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's just oversaturated.
Yeah.
That too. But like, yeah, if you get like, it's like TV programs as well, people are less attached to watching things live on TV than they are just going on HBO streaming service or Netflix's, Hulu, whatever, and just watch it whenever you want. You don't have to like watch it as it airs. Positive and negative. Yeah, Sunny. I think definitely finish Sunny Boy.
Yeah,
if you can.
That's my next one. That's the last one that I'm actually going to finish. I dropped Battle Game in 5 seconds. I dropped Peach Boy Riverside. I dropped I know To Your Eternity aired a couple seasons ago, but obviously like I dropped that one. I just like have been in a mood where like if I'm like halfway through this anime and it's like not doing it for me, like I have no reason to like keep up with it. I used to be like a completionist. Like I've already started it. I've already committed the hours to the episodes I've already watched. So I might as well just watch it even if I don't like it. But I've been in a mood where I'm like, nah, I don't deserve that. My self-care is dropping anime. I don't need to see everything a season, you know what I mean? Whereas like probably 2 years, like last year and 2 years ago, I would be like, oh my God, I need to see everything. I need to make sure I know all the I need to buff up my list. I need to make sure that I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I saw Matt and Audrey's show, Otaku Melancholy, was talking about dropping shows. They were boggling my brain with stuff.
What do they say?
You drop shows, Dan? You'll drop shows up until the last episode, and then you won't.
Yeah, I'm not much for dropping shows, but I also like am a bit more conscientious about what specifically I'm watching.
I would love to give you like five things to watch that's seasonal and see how long it takes you to drop something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's just not the way that I like to consume anime or think about it. So
I think it would be a fun experiment.
I'd be willing to give it a try. Yeah. Just watch my life get soaked up entirely by trying to watch, five different.
Maybe that's why I have anxiety on Sundays.
Yeah, because you're playing catch up.
Yeah, because I'm like, I'm a week behind now.
Yeah,
now I'm 2 weeks behind.
On Otaku Melancholy, they were talking about how they dropped shows. Yeah, they dropped Kaiji because it was too long. I was like,
no, they dropped Kaiji because you spoiled it.
No, that's not what they said. That's not what they said in the
episode. I think Matt said.
That might be.
I would have finished Kaiji, but a podcast that I listened to spoiled it for me.
Well, I might have missed it if
damn,
you said
that was probably damn.
Yeah, I might have missed that if they said that. But that I don't remember them saying that.
Okay.
They definitely talked about dropping Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh yeah,
prompted me to text Geoff about my meme idea.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm still thinking about that. It's a possibility. Yeah, I just never prescribed to finishing things ever. So unless I buy the damn thing, then I'm a little bit more inclined to do so. But
I feel like though that's kind of like I feel like that's just like your vibes. Like I feel like whenever I've watched anime with you in the past, it's always been like the first couple episodes of something. We would get together and then like watch like a couple episodes of like 2 or 3 anime.
Yeah. I mean, it's like a sampler in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but then a lot of those shows maybe I've already watched. I don't know. Hard to say.
It is. Anyway, y'all want to talk about fall hype now?
How should we attack it? Do we want to take turns?
Okay, no. So Jeffrey, you watched the BL one. What did you think of it?
Yeah, that show.
Is it like Banana Fish? Because I didn't watch Banana Fish, but I can't imagine that that's what Banana Fish was like.
I liked Banana Fish.
Yeah, you should watch this one day.
What show was this?
Oh, it's got a weird title.
The Night Beyond the Tri-Cornered Window.
Yeah. Ooh. Sexy.
No, I don't think it's anything like Banana Fish.
Okay. I was hoping not.
It's a lot more campy than that, in my opinion.
Camp's a word. To describe something.
It's sort of the premise of like Mob Psycho, but if it were more erotic's not the word, because there hasn't been a lot of like
is erotic. Those are metaphors.
But it's not explicit though. It's not like explicit.
It is not explicit, but you can, I don't know. I feel like whatever smoke or crystallized smoke that happens when he puts his hand, I don't want to say inside of this man, but like on his back or something, is definitely a metaphor for semen.
Yeah, he's like, I'm inside you now.
Yeah,
do you feel it? And I'm just like,
he's like, this gives me so much pleasure.
Yeah,
sounds hot.
Yo, this is some fucking fucked up BL. Okay, like they went straight for the subtitles. Like the subtitles are crazy. Whatever they're saying is crazy.
Yeah, 2 episodes is enough for me.
They were just putting things inside of each other.
Yeah.
Metaphorically. I can't.
So what are they putting inside of each other?
What do you think they're putting inside of each other?
Well, when you say metaphorically, that makes it sound like they're putting feelings or thoughts inside of each other.
Oh, you're so cute. That's so cute.
I don't know. Are they
I'm gonna really shove my feelings inside of you, and I hope that
how
splatter everywhere.
How else are you shoving something inside of someone metaphorically?
Okay, so
yeah, that's basically the gist.
They have this one boy can see spirits, and this other boy, I don't know if he can see spirits or if he just like, I don't know. What was the blonde boy's role? To let the one boy see the spirit better with his
the dude with the darker hair is like the medium in which like the vehicle in which for the blonde hair dude to fight these
because he fights some
demons or spirits. Yeah.
So he puts his hand inside of his chest, right?
Okay, I understand. It's like some metaphysical, spiritual,
but he's always from behind.
Right.
And the other boy is always like, oh my god, it feels so good.
Yeah, like while he's whispering in his ear.
Yeah, he's like whispering in his ear. He's like, you see those spirits, don't you? You bad beach. I'm inside you right now, beach.
Yeah,
should I try doing this to you, Geoff, next time we see each other?
Yes.
It'll be interesting cosplay, role play.
I couldn't even get past like the plot because of like the subtitles.
But what happens in the subtitles?
That's all they do that's all they're saying is they're like I want to fuck you, but metaphorically. And I'm fucking you right now. Metaphorically.
Right. I'm inside of you. Oh, that feels really good.
Yeah. I've never felt like this before.
This was not on my fall anticipation list, but it is.
What made you decide to watch it? Because people said it was like banana fish.
No, it was because of the Discord.
Oh, okay.
Elijah was like, I'm watching this show, and then I saw images for it, some PV for it, and I'm like, all right, this sounds all right. But
I watched a TikTok of Geoff. Wait, no. Is Mother's Basement? Is that that's the boy? There's a TikTok. He posted a TikTok of this one, of this anime. And I guess I don't know did I like it? Should I send you the TikTok?
It's 10:02, so we're gonna see how long.
Should I send it now or should I send it later?
Oh, send it around. My phone's on the other side of the room, so
Okay.
I don't want it distracting me.
Oh, okay. You're so nice. But yeah, he did a TikTok on it and I was like, holy shit. And then you were like, oh, let me watch this. And I was like, oh my God, does he know? Does he know what this is about?
yeah, it was in my periphery for the season. Because you can literally just scroll through the entire season. Like I used to said this before, and kind of get a gist of what the anime is about.
Mhm.
Not even about, but just like
The
maybe
PVs
some
are
of the
very
tone
like
or
telling of like the tone of the anime.
yeah. And you can kind of get an idea like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch this.
Mhm.
But high on my list was this show called Heike Monogatari,
Hmm.
which is Science Saru production. And if you listen to our previous Star Wars Visions episode, we talk about two of their shorts in that show. So just alone on that premise alone, you know, like I really like the studio a lot for their experimental animation.
Mm.
And it's a period piece. It's a little slow, but I enjoy the characters a lot. I've only watched 2 episodes, so I've already dipped my feet in. I'll probably keep watching it.
I've been checking out the one that because it's spooky season and you know I like the spooks. Mariko-chan. It's by Studio Passione. And it's about this girl who, like the boy, like the one boy, she can see like grotesque spirits or like demonic things. And her whole thing is like they keep asking her if she can see them. And the first encounter that she has with one of these spirits, they keep asking like, can you see me, and she like clams up for a second and then like doesn't acknowledge the thing and keeps like texting on her phone or whatever. And kind of like turns around and walks away. And then the spirit's like, oh man, you can't see me. And then it like dissipates, it goes away. So she goes back to her house after this, like freaked out. And she's looking in the mirror, like brushing her teeth. And she sees another one. And it's also asking if she can see them. And she's just pretending like she can't see them, even though she's like literally terrified. And then the same thing happens like later on in the night in bed. And she's like contemplating like what happened to me to make me see all of these like grotesque monsters and stuff. So basically she just had the entire show is about her seeing these monsters around like people that she cares about or around her. And she has to pretend that she doesn't see them. And it's really good. I'm really enjoying it. She like does this thing where she's like really hungry after something happened, and her and her friend are lining up to go get like crepes or something after school. And she's like texting on her phone and accidentally gets in this line of like dead spirits that are going to a different door. And her friend's like, yo, what are you doing? Like, that's why are you standing off to the side? The line's over here. And she like realizes that she's standing in the line for the dead spirits, and that like literally all the dead spirits are like watching her be in the line. And she's like, oh my God, like what am I gonna do about this? Because they know that I can see them. But yeah, it's really creepy and really scary, and but also super cute. The girls are really cute.
Okay. There is a show called Sakugan, Dan, that
Oh yeah,
sounds
did
a
you check
lot.
it out?
Yeah, I watched an episode of it, 2 episodes of it, and
It looks cute.
it's sort of plot wise similar to Tengen Toppa, Gurren Lagann,
Oh, really?
in that there's a colony of people and they're not trapped, but they have to be there essentially. I don't know why yet, but they have to get out. There's this family who needs to fight these kaiju and escape and go on this like journey. A little bit of like
Sounds
Made in
cool.
Abyss mixed with Tengen Toppa.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it looks really cute. I was actually going to check that one out, but I haven't had a chance yet. I can talk about a couple of Netflix things if you want to dive into those, because I feel like those are kind of not controversial, but they're kind of like a hot topic this season. Because
one of my 2 anticipated shows is a Netflix show.
Oh, is it Blue Period or is it Comey?
No.
Neither? What are you anticipating then?
There's only 2 things I'm excited for in this world. One is Attack on Titan Part 2, season whatever. And number 2, JoJo's Part 6.
Oh shit. I know. I keep the deadline for me watching JoJo's keeps creeping, and I keep procrastinating on it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to pull together an in real life weekly watch party for JoJo's Part 6.
But anyway, so the 2 that are coming to Netflix, they're called Blue Period, and it's about this boy who discovers that he really likes art and wants to pursue an art career. And Comey Can't Communicate, which is like a very, very extremely popular manga. Everybody was talking about it during quarantine, and that they wanted an anime adaptation, and now they have it. Both of these are airing on Netflix, and I know that most of the time when we get anime from Netflix, it's usually held in Netflix jail for however long until the licensor allows Netflix to air it on Netflix. Whereas these 2 specifically, I think Netflix is kind of testing out the waters with weekly episode drops. So they will be airing weekly on Netflix, which is kind of crazy.
To match the Japanese release.
Yeah.
I think JoJo's Part 6 is like this too.
Oh, really?
I think so.
Yeah, I think they're trying to test the waters and see if people actually do want weekly episodes, or if they will go back to only releasing them all at once. But I think if you are someone who has watched a lot of Netflix anime and wanted anime on Netflix to come out weekly, I would check these 2 shows out to let Netflix know, that like you want weekly episodes. If they see people watching the new episodes every week, and the numbers stay, like if the numbers rise or whatever, then I feel like they will release weekly episodes in the future more often.
I wish they did that with Godzilla SP.
Oh, did it weekly?
Yeah. I was highly anticipating that one, and I wanted to watch it as it came out. But
yeah, I'm okay with weekly episodes personally. I think that wouldn't be such a bad thing. Although I get why that is awkward for Netflix, because it runs contrary to all their release schedule for literally everything else. But I'm going to watch JoJo every week as it comes out.
So Stone Ocean is on Netflix.
Yeah.
Damn. Interesting.
Starts in December, I think.
And guess what else starts in December?
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer.
Okay, we can talk about Demon Slayer, but I was referencing
Actually, I already
Agretzko.
started.
Agretzko.
Oh, and more
fourth
Gretzko.
season.
Actually,
More
I
Gretzko.
didn't know about that. Actually.
Yeah, I'm
Great. Okay, I'll watch that for
literally
sure.
so excited about the new season of Agretzko because it's the perfect blue season because we left off at a cliffhanger last time.
True.
I'm so excited. I want to. Oh man, I want to know what happens really bad.
Yeah, interesting. Well, okay. I'm excited about that too. Then.
Okay.
Looking forward to watching that.
Okay, good.
Demon
But
Slayer.
yeah, Demon Slayer. Okay, let's
So
talk about Demon Slayer.
I heard on Anime Brothers.
Oh,
that
look at you listening to all the podcasts. That's
I've
so
been
cute.
busy with mail order lately, so I've been listening to all our friends' podcasts.
Cute.
They were discussing how the first couple episodes of the new season are going to be the movie turned into a TV show.
Yes. So they're readapting the movie.
They're readapting. So it's not just that they're taking the movie.
Oh my God, hold on.
Sorry.
They he got excited. They're adding extra scenes. So they're putting the movie as six episodes. I haven't looked into that.
It's going to be 7.
7. Okay. 7 episodes with added scenes that they couldn't get in the movie. But it will be movie quality. I'm hearing that the episodes will be movie quality animation. Why are you shaking?
Dan is not like that.
Dan
Well, this
does
is
not
like a way to rewatch the movie without having to watch the movie.
Yes, let me rewatch this 2-hour-long movie by watching, like
7
hours.
Yeah,
television instead.
I'm excited for the Entertainment District arc. That is what I don't know if I will rewatch the. I should rewatch it because it's my favorite. It's one of my favorite animes that came out in the past couple of years. But I'm salty. Like I get that y'all were evading your taxes, and you need to put out more content to make that money back. But I'm salty about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Anime Brothers on this too. This seems like a rip-off maneuver.
Yeah,
it discredits the studio and their sense of release schedule to have to put out a movie that is celebrated for being what the fans want, a canonical movie that is worth our fucking time and energy to go see, just to cut it off at not even at the knees, is cut off at the shoulders basically. Like what was the point of going to see the movie in theaters anyway? It's just going to be in the TV show. So yeah, it's whack.
I think they need the money from the streaming.
So they can't stream the movie?
Well, they wanted the movie money. They wanted the box office money. And now they need the streaming money.
But people could stream the movie. They get streaming money from the movie, right?
I don't think you could when it released. I think that's why they're releasing it now with extra scenes, because also if you couldn't get to the movies or you didn't want to go to the movies to see it, it's canonical.
Who didn't get to the
it's
movies?
Canonical.
Like it's
canonical,
the highest grossing movie.
I know, but like if you
nobody didn't go to see it.
Maybe, I don't know, scared COVID people, they stayed up in their house. I don't know.
Yeah, it could be a way to
the Entertainment District arc, you have to see the movie. And if can you stream the movie?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, like months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Weird.
I think it was a way to postpone production of the new season.
Oh, we learned that from Shirobako, didn't we, Dan?
Yes.
I'm not completely opposed to it in that I'll watch it regardless.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious how they'll pace it.
I want to know the extra scenes. I've heard the extra scenes are Rengoku's journey to the train. Before and to the train.
No, that could be cool.
But yeah.
Maybe some flashbacks.
Maybe. I don't know. There were a lot of flashbacks in the movie.
Yeah. They're
Was
gonna
there?
one piece it up. Have different flashback episodes.
Mm.
Rengoku spends an episode just contemplating his youth, then another episode contemplating his teenage years.
Mm. Oh, have you is Super Crooks on any of y'all's radar?
Never
No.
heard of it.
It sounds like something that Jeffrey would like.
Super Crooks.
Yeah, it's supposed to come to Netflix. It's by Studio Bones.
Okay.
And-
Bones.
yeah.
They're still alive.
Yeah.
Studio Bones made Star Driver that I'm currently watching.
Damn, bringing it back around. I did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Thank you, pat me on the back. No, but it's another heist anime.
Oh, okay.
/ isn't Studio Bones doing My Hero Academia?
Do they?
So it's not like they've been off the radar.
Yeah.
They've had the biggest anime show, like one of the top 3 big anime shows. They've been doing just fine.
Really? Okay.
I feel like they have had the top anime shows. My Hero, Full Metal, and Mob Psycho. Soul Eater, Noragami. Noragami is good.
Hmm.
Flashback to the binge-worthy episode.
Yeah, Studio Bones forever gets the thumb. They get an all-time pass for Eureka 7 in my world. But
Yeah, they
in
just
general,
don't.
I have a high opinion of Studio Bones in general.
I guess I don't hear their name thrown around as much, but I guess because other studios have sort of taken their limelight.
Yeah.
It's not like the 2000s. It's not like the 2000s, early
Well,
2000s.
Yeah,
Where they're like bones. Everything's making. They're producing all these.
As Map of the New Bones.
So I well, yeah, I mean, I kind of think so, but I think the reason why we don't hear as much about Studio Bones is because they are relatively focused. Like, I mean, as we go through the shows that they have done over the years, they had pretty big release schedules, kind of up until 2017 with My Hero Academia season 2, and then they started to really focus themselves on My Hero Academia. And it's not like they do literally nothing else, but that's clearly what's taken most of their resources is My Hero Academia. And I think My Hero Academia reflects that. It, generally speaking, is a pretty good show with good animation and good soundtrack. And like, clearly somebody's putting a lot of resources into it. And I think it's more like My Hero Academia does not elicit the same level of critical appraisal and kind of fan favoritism as some of their previous works like Full Metal Alchemist or like Eureka 7 if you're me, or like Wolf's Rain or Razafan. Because by comparison, most of the people watching My Hero Academia are like, it's a relatively younger audience that is not as apt to commentate on the production studio that's making this stuff.
Going back to Crooks, Super Crooks, I didn't realize that was a Marvel comic.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I was just reading it while you guys were talking. This looks like something Geoff would like.
I haven't watched any previews for it, but the Marvel comic looks interesting. Like the art style looks really cool. But yeah, not on my radar. But what is on my radar is Lupin Part 6.
Oh. Because you did a Lupin binge and now you're ready for the next one.
It's already airing. It's on High Dive. First 2 episodes. Episode 0 is a send off to the Seiyu of Jigen. Kimono Jigen. He's done. He's retired. But it's on High Dive. And I don't think so High Dive is not on Crunchy or on Verve anymore. So I have another subscription again.
I know.
Here I am trying to cut back on subscriptions.
Maybe we should do ads so that we can have a joint anime subscription account.
I like that.
Do we all need access to High Dive? I have a High Dive account.
Yes, we all need access to High Dive.
Give it.
Yeah, I'll text it around.
I would text you my passwords, but then I would have to change all my passwords.
Oh, because you don't remember them.
No, because you would know all my passwords. Because it's the same password.
Yeah, I use the same password for everything too.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
I don't know.
I
Are you
hack your
guys gonna
bank
go
account
look at-
then.
Yeah,
I'm
what the
just
hell?
kidding.
Are you guys gonna like go look at my fucking email and stuff?
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. Of course.
It's pretty rude.
That's what
don't you
friends
think?
do. Friends share
It's
email
not-
passwords.
It's not what I do.
What's the word? Doxing or whatever?
Yeah.
That's you. That's gonna be you next. JK.
JK's, Dan.
Yeah. I don't really
We're
expect
joking.
you guys to do that.
And JJK movie. I'm sorry, JJK movie. What? Who cares now? Nobody cares now.
I care.
There are so many people that are like, oh yeah, JJK movie. Yes, let's go. And I've heard nothing since. When is it
They've been
airing?
pretty quiet.
Where
about
is it? Where is it streaming? Is this gonna be in theaters? I'm confused. Who's got the news?
Yeah, I think it's definitely going to be a theatrical release, and I think it got. I wouldn't be surprised if COVID, push things back.
Yeah, COVID put. Oh, I'm pretty sure. Well, I don't know. I'm not pretty sure. Never mind. I won't say that. But COVID pushed back an anime that I was keen to check out, World's End Harem.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I've heard
It's
literally
interesting.
nothing. No little whispers about the JJK movie.
Yeah, nothing off the top of my head, but I feel like when it releases, we'll know. we'll hear all the fireworks going off.
The fans will go wild.
Yep.
And I'm excited for Chainsaw Man. When the fuck that coming out?
Oh, yeah,
That's all I
that's right.
literally care. That's literally all I care about.
Is that this year? I thought that was
No,
next year.
I think it's next year.
Yeah.
Yeah, TVA. Though the Jujutsu Kaisen movie is supposed to premiere 24th of December, so it's still this year at least.
End of the year.
Yeah. Another thing on my radar was the Blade Runner Black Lotus series.
Oh yeah, people have been talking about that one.
Yeah, I don't like the preview for it, but the animation just doesn't look like something I would enjoy. But I like the possible story. We'll see.
Black Lotus is different than Flying Lotus that was behind Yasuke.
But that's the sub. That's the
Okay.
Yeah, Black Lotus. But I think Flying Lotus is on the soundtrack. It's going to be on the soundtrack.
So at this
Not
point,
positive.
that's not a sign of confidence.
No. There is not a whole lot. The fact that it's Blade Runner is my only, I'm excited for that in and of itself, but production wise, I don't know.
Is it
I'll hold my
3D?
breath.
Is it 3D?
Yeah,
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
it looks like Ghost in the Shell.
Well,
Netflix.
okay. So I watched some of Nighthead 2041. And that looks pretty good. I have faith. I have faith in the 3D what do you call them? People who make 3D anime? People who
3D animators?
3D animators? Why
Yeah.
was that so hard for my brain? Yeah, Nighthead looked really good. I don't know. I feel like they've come a long way. Who's doing it? What studio?
Probably some Netflix.
I gotta find it.
Yeah, when are we getting some more Doro Hedoro anyway?
Yo, I read the new that there's is it a girl? Q
The manga author.
Yeah, I read.
Yes, as a woman. Yeah.
I read her new manga called Die Dark, and it has like really similar character designs, and it's about this high schooler that his bones grant people wishes. So all of the demons of the universe are trying to when they realize who he is, they try to steal his bones, and he wears this like black suit to kind of mask his identity. And I was kind of disappointed in it.
Really?
Yeah, it was a lot more comedic than I thought it was going to be. It was like taking itself like it was like meta humor, but like too meta, because I haven't even started the story yet. So like you can't come at me with jokes when like I haven't even like been in the universe yet. And I'm thinking like, oh, maybe this is just like a like I wanted to do something kind of like Dorohedoro, but different. And so I'm going to use the same humor because everybody knows that that's the humor that I use. But I don't know. It just, the art wasn't as like impactful as the Dorohedoro manga art as well. So I don't know if it's because it's new to me and whatever, but yeah.
Well, going back to that studio for Blade Runner is Sola Digital Arts.
Okay.
And they did work on
They did work on it. Okay, I don't have any faith then. Fuck those
Yeah.
guys. What you doing?
They did the
You need, like-
Ultraman series.
You need like 3 more years in your 3D development before you release another series. Because they're also doing another spinoff of the SAC 40 for 2045 too.
Mhm.
What?
It's a compilation film.
Compilation film of that TV show?
Yeah.
What's the point? Who wants that shit?
Yeah, Sola Digital Arts. Nobody asked for that.
Yeah.
Not even me, and I kind of liked it.
Worthless. Yeah, worthless.
Yeah.
It's a waste. It's a waste of everybody's time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Move on to something else.
God.
You swung and you missed. Move on to the next project.
Is a ranking of kings on your radar?
It wasn't, but I don't know. I don't know. Everybody's
your cup of
talking
tea.
about it. I haven't checked it out. It's a literal baby. I'm sorry. Where are we in life? It's a literal baby on a throne. Can we not? I'm already watching.
Yeah, well, they had babies on thrones in Legends of the Galactic Heroes.
Oh my God, can we
Great.
not? I'm already watching Jobless Reincarnation, which is a literal baby. He gets reincarnated as a literal baby in a 30-year-old brain. Like, what? I don't need any more babies. I don't want to watch any more babies.
I like the first episode of it. I'm just gonna put that out there.
It's got an 8.23 on Mal right now. And it's by Wit.
Yeah,
so
well, you can't always believe the hype, but you know.
I don't know. He's deaf, right? He's a deaf king.
Yes.
Or whatever.
Yeah. The size of the people are exaggerated. So the king, he's a prince.
He's
so
he's very tall, and everyone else is
yeah, he's huge. He even has his own door, and like the Baji, whatever his hell the name is, who's going to be king next, has his own little door they can walk through. So I think he's just tiny.
Oh, okay.
Tiny child.
I don't know. I really, really want to be a person that enjoys very weird character designs and animation styles, but I don't know if I am. And
you settle for the for what's familiar.
Yeah, like I want to be like, I want to give it a chance because the character designs aren't like what kind of like gives you an old anime feel, you know? They're not like the new designs of today. It's like gives you kind of a different feel, and I want to be into it, but I don't think I am.
It's reminiscent of what Ghibli does, I think, of some of their work. And you can argue that it's old, but it's also new because they're one of the highest selling movies. come out of that studio. Now they're going to be defunct, whatever. But they had just like the idea of like, oh yeah, like it doesn't look like typical
anime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost like a story. It's almost like storybook.
Yeah,
Something
like
you'd see out of a
fairy,
child's
like
storybook.
Children's storybook, fairy tale
Mhm.
situation.
Definitely.
Yeah,
But that's all I have really on my list.
same.
It's a long. It was a lot of shows.
It was kind of a lot. I kept I'm like so bummed that summer season was like kind of meh and mid, and everything that I liked turned out kind of bad. And then I was like, oh, I'm not even excited for fall season anymore. Like, just whatever. Give me Chainsaw Man and then I'll be happy. But then I read the chart and I was like, damn, I actually kind of want to check out some of these shows. My list grows continuously.
Yeah, it used to be just a mindset of like, oh, these are the popular shows of this season, and then when it was done, I would watch whatever had
Best
whatever
reviews.
had really good reviews or like caught my interest.
Mhm.
And then you could just watch it, but you could binge it, whatever, you know.
Okay, so speaking of movies that I couldn't handle the character designs to, let's review on-gaku, our sound.
Yeah.
Drum roll. Dun, 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 dun.
My mind could not get over the fact that his mustache was his mouth and his mouth was his mustache the whole time. Anyone else in the crowd?
Yeah. Well, the mustache, I understand why the mustache was portrayed in such a way.
Okay.
I agree. It was
I also
kind of
I feel
wacky.
like the drummer and I think the guitarist or the bassist, I was like, oh my god, this is Geoff and Dan.
This movie is about us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, okay, so let's give a little preference. That's not the word. Preface is the word I was looking for. Preface to on-gaku our sound. So
Yeah.
we recorded Madoka, and I was like, we got to record next week to get our editing schedule back on track. And I was like, let's do a movie because that's easy. That's an easy review. It's an hour and a half of our time. This one was even shorter than an hour and a half. But anyway, and Geoff picked this one that he picked up. I have it in my house because I was using it to stream. But yeah, and it's a film by Kenji Iwaisawa, you know. And it's won an award at a film festival. What?
Well, when you say it like that, it's not a written endorsement. By a guy you've never heard of.
And it's won an award.
So.
I didn't mean for it to sound like that. I was trying to hype it up.
Yeah. I had never heard of this movie before.
Me either.
I don't know how I discovered this. I think it was just a random thing I saw on the webs.
Do you love this person that made the film?
I know nothing about him, but he does do a lot of short. He's known for doing shorts.
Okay.
And and when you kind of come up from a background of like shorts and animation that is not atypical or just typical in general. Just like it resonated, and I looked into it, and then I was like, G Kids is putting it on DVD and Blu-ray, and I wanted to watch it, but it didn't see it in theaters near us. So it just seemed like an opportunity thing.
Yeah,
just buy it.
I loved it.
Been sitting in my house for it feels like a year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a good find. I loved it, and as much as we're like kind of laughing about this no-name guy with his one award, it's a big feat to be able to make a movie like this all on your own. This is like, I know Amelia's gonna laugh, but Makoto Shinkai also made a movie on his own. Like only the big boys can pull it off all by yourself.
This is the art house.
It's a big achievement.
The art house version of Shinkai.
Yeah, this is for sure.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put that out there. I do not hate Shinkai. I just hate his newest works. The old ones are the better ones.
Yeah, I love this movie. There are two specific scenes that I want to dig deeper into to better understand. But in
So we're gonna
general,
tell the plot. What's the plot?
yeah. Somebody else want to sum up the plot?
Um,
I mean, I can. Geoff, do you want to?
Jeff,
Yeah, I'll give a very general
yeah.
overlay. Yeah, so it's basically these three dudes in the high school that are delinquents essentially, and one of the members of this group happens upon a guitar, a bass guitar to be specific, because of a little robbery gone wrong, and he acquires this bass out of happenstance, and he's like, let's start a band with these other two guys in this high school. And yeah, and it leads to them playing a school festival, or rather a summer festival outdoors, a rock festival. Yeah, that is a real general synopsis of the movie. But
Yeah.
there's tons of stuff packed in there for an hour and 10 minutes. There's a lot of detail.
Yeah, I think the most instantly appealing part of this movie is just the animation itself. And the character design is really stylized. It's more than just the average. Yeah,
extremely stylized.
Yeah, which can either be a hit or a miss depending on how this lands for you. For me, it was basically a hit. And yeah, the animation was so fluid and so lifelike in a manner that is not always captured by anime as a genre. As much as like anime strives to capture these things, a lot of times we don't have the same level of like the way people shift their weight around when they're standing, or the way that people, like when they're running and turning a corner, they like kind of stop and do shorter steps in order to have the correct turning radius, and then they start running faster and their steps get longer. Just these little things like that immediately stood out to me in on-gaku. And that is not like, normally I don't have much of an eye for animation, but I thought that was a real strong suit for watching this. If you're someone that is into the craft of the animation, then I would highly recommend this movie.
I really I oh my god, sorry. I agree with everything you just said, and I specifically really liked the scenes when they start playing in their band and the music vibrates their clothing. Not only like the outlines, when someone gets scared, or when there's a vibration in anime, usually the outlines of the person kind of like spike to simulate like scaredness, whereas like the clothing physically changed to illustrate that sound rocking the clothing.
Yeah, and the reason why the animation has that fluidity is because of the rotoscoping they use as a technique. The animation itself is pretty static, I would say, until music is involved, and then it's like it goes nuts. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of the entire movie is hand drawn. I don't think there's any CG animation involved here. And I know the director wanted that. He wanted it to be completely all the backgrounds, the animation. So rotoscoping is when basically you film a scene and then you copy or draw over top of the frames, frame by frame. So you get this like really contrasting, static, like Beavis and Butthead almost, or like Daria animation, very simplified. And then all of a sudden there'll be a scene of them playing the music, and then you go, oh shit, it looks like an actual live action movie. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think that style. I remember in Attack on Titan, there was a scene where it looked rotoscoped, and people were giving it shit.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's a legitimate form of
Yeah.
animation.
People
I
give
think so too.
rotoscoping shit for not being animation because you film it, but I really think that it's genius on the creator's parts because you can manipulate real life in that
Mhm.
way. Like Flowers of Evil is one of my favorite
I was just gonna bring that
rotoscoped
up.
anime.
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
you could not have I would not want to see an anime or an anime version of Flowers of Evil that wasn't rotoscoped. I think it brings such a different like life to animation, and I think that people that discredit that just I don't know, they don't like animation.
Yeah, yeah, no, for real. Like, oh, anyone can do that. Anyone can copy,
Yeah.
you know, hundreds of frames. But no, it's a
It's-
labor of love,
It is.
especially when you're like you barely have help. I think he did have some staff with him, but on production he ran out of funds, so he had to like basically work by himself
Mm,
and get a crowdsource going so he could finish the movie.
mm.
But
Hence
it's definitely DIY,
the
man.
the kind of Evangelion festival scene that I thought was. I'm not saying that in a bad way. I really like the
Uh,
end of Ava. I think the end of Ava is really cool, and I think that was
Yeah.
really
What
cool.
are you thinking of?
The end of Ava, the festival scene when at the very end when all of the different types of animation and color start going. It's not the normal character designs anymore, and it's like watercolor and
Yeah. Well, I guess I
um,
didn't see that as being a budget thing. I thought that was a stylistic thing.
well, I think it's both,
Um,
right? I'm saying
I
both.
thought the movie did a great job of portraying emotion through the stylistic changes of animation. That
Mhm.
when the long-haired folk music guy really like let the emotion flow out of them, they changed the animation style dramatically and were able to capture those moments of intensity really, really well.
mhm. Are you thinking of the end of this TV series?
Yeah.
Okay, that was definitely a budget thing.
Yeah, I know that was a
It
budget
is
thing,
an
but it reminded
Evangelion.
me. It
Yeah,
reminded
not
me
in
of
the
the same
movie.
thing. Not in
Yeah, I didn't think it was in the movie.
no. But that's what it reminded me of.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah, so it's also important to note that it's based on a manga. I don't know if the mangaka Hiroyuki Ohashi is like well known or not. Like, could just be like a small prince kind of dude. I don't know, but at least he had the story there. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
Yeah.
mm.
Yeah, I liked the the music, the band aspect of all this. You know, like I was thinking to myself that like if these people had another, like if there was a fourth guy that just shouted over what they were doing, I would probably be like, oh fucking I'll do your 7-inch, dude, let's fucking do it, you know, come fucking tour with my band, you know, like
Mhm.
how many bands that I love so much and you know people in my life have followed roughly the same trajectory when it comes to music, you know, like it's I think this movie does a very cool and interesting job of capturing like the feeling of how people, you know, start music, start bands, start expressing themselves, and how much that can really mean to an individual, you know, by the, you know, when we start Kenji, you know, with the you know, the first time Kenji brings up the band is kind of comical because he, you know, gets the guy's attention. Then there's this long silent pause
That was
with
like a whole
Kenji standing
minute.
in the doorway. Yeah,
Like a whole
really
minute.
long.
And I
And
was
then he's
like,
like, let's start a band, you know. And it builds this certain kind of the certain flavor of tension. It's not like an emotional tension, but it's like kind of comedic or kind of absurd in a certain way. And and he's just like, let's start a band. And the other two guys are like, but we don't play any instruments. And Kenji's like, That's the point, which is true. That is the point.
Isn't that how all bands are formed?
Yeah. I think so. I mean, to a degree, yeah.
Yeah,
And
but like,
especially
but with an amateurish, but it being like an amateur framing of that versus like someone who's a musician who's like, I need to make a living out of my craft. I guess that's the big difference.
Yeah. Well, and I think we see a little bit of that difference in the folk club versus, Kenji and crew.
Yeah,
the folk club clearly are these like music nerds that are trying to craft, along the lines of a certain style. And, Kenji and crew are just like, yeah, we're a bunch of bored idiots, and wouldn't it be fun if we just like banged on stuff for a little bit? Which is how much money have I poured into art that is that is literally that, so like this movie speaks to me on a very primal level, like how many records have I released that are basically Kenji and his friends, and we see the effect, the folk club people, hear Kenji's band and they're so viscerally impressed. We see like the crazy reaction animation when folk hero guy is listening to Kenji and crew, and then like his brain is just melting and he's going through this whole whirlwind of emotions and metaphysical experience. And I think that I don't think the movie is trying to portray this, but I think it unintentionally gives the feeling of, that like art does not need to be created by artists, that art can be made by anyone, and good art can be made by anyone, that anyone has the capability to express themselves in a powerful manner. And, that, the artist might be able to, put together this beautiful folk song. And we see that too, when they're when they're handing out flyers, they're playing this beautiful folk song and they can't get anyone to give them the time of day. But once he kind of starts like really going for it and really putting his energy and putting his self out there into the public view, once he starts pushing himself, then everybody stops and watches him and is paying attention to him. So yeah, I think it was an interesting movie in that regard. Interesting statement.
Yeah, it's easy to relate in that regard. As being in high school, I started a band, I'm sure, as a lot of people do, and you just kind of go, oh, well, I got two people that are interested in making music, and then you ask them and they're just like, fuck yeah, let's do it. And it all just kind of happens at once without any further thought or like really deep consideration to like, oh, where am I gonna play, like and you just you find ways to make it happen. And there's like that energy is captured, and I guess the
spontaneity
exactly.
Spontaneity is captured well.
And I wonder if like you kind of can lose that a little bit, perhaps, some people, and as you get older, that spontaneity. So I think like being youthful in this movie kind of is like reflective, I guess. But there's plenty of people who buy a guitar and they won't even play it. Like they'll buy it and all this like,
Me.
I'm gonna learn how to play a guitar, but
me.
Do they really want to play like you know what I mean?
No.
Like the idea is nice.
It is. Sounds cool. When I was little, well, I guess not little, but when I was in high school, I used to I really wanted to play guitar or bass or something. And I put in a raffle ticket to win a guitar at this local music shop, and I won the guitar.
Damn, you are so innately lucky.
Am I? I don't think I am.
You won the radio thing to go to Japan too.
Oh fuck, that is true. I win the big things, but not at life. I don't win at life. I just win at the big things that like take you on a journey. So I started taking guitar lessons, and I'm from a background, I guess, of wind instruments. Like I played saxophone in elementary school and middle school. So like switching to guitar was like totally different. for me. And I lasted like maybe a month, 2 months on it because I couldn't even like get down like specific chords that I needed to get down for the lesson or
Mhm.
whatever. But
Yeah, guitar's tough.
it is. And it's like, so is piano. Piano's so tough.
Yeah, piano's too
Mhm.
tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have great respect for guitar players. I cannot do this for the life of me, and I don't really enjoy it. I can't do it because I don't have the fine finger dexterity that you need to do
Mhm.
this, and I don't really like it because guitar, you got to know stuff, and there's like a learning aspect of it that's
Well,
not appealing to me in this context. And this is why I like drums, because drums, you don't really got to know anything. You just bang on stuff and hope for the best.
I love it.
And yeah, that the physical expression of it is way more exciting and more to my interests. I like to be able to just sit down and physically, express myself. Yeah, and I don't think too hard about what I'm doing, or like yeah, like speeding up or slowing down. I just play as fast as I can at any given time, and like yeah, it's
I guess
it's natural,
and that's why in the movie they stick to like one note, which I think is A, and everything's in A. And, like
Kind of
it's sort of
funny. Yeah.
primitive. They describe it as describes it as primitive and like raw. I kept thinking of Swans. I don't know if you've listened to Swans.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, like some of their music's like that, where you're just like, are they gonna do anything else? But it's like really good for a long period of time.
Yeah.
Very, very restrained sort of playing.
Yeah.
I tried to start a band in high school with my friends, and all we did was eat peanuts and drink Tab.
Yeah, I've been in bands like that too. I this is one of my. I could talk for fucking hours about the politics of bands and kind of the the functionality of bands. I think about this all the time because so much of my life revolves around bands. But one of my most basic I don't know, irritations in life is the way, in my experience, that so many people are attached to the idea of bands but are unwilling to do any of the work involved. Insofar as I think it's totally fine and reasonable to like be in a band that accomplishes nothing and doesn't really do anything interesting. Yeah, I've played in many bands like that in my life. It was totally fine. Like I think every band, every expression, everything you do has a different, fits into your life in a different way and kind of has different goals, different meaning. So it's totally reasonable to just be in a band that does nothing purely on the basis of it's fun to hang out with my friends and to play drums and whatnot. That's most bands in my life fall under this category. But I get really irritated in bands where people pay lip service to the idea of like, oh, we should put out records, we should tour, we should like play these big fancy shows, we should do all these different things. But then there's dissonance between these words and their actions where they like find any conceivable reason to cancel out of band practice, always have broken ass equipment. You're never willing to actually like learn anything. We never fucking write new songs, and it just becomes this big slog. And it's like, man, like no fucking work ethic whatsoever. And it's fine, but like, why is the goal of this band on paper supposed to be that we should like put out records and tour a lot when we can't fucking, like, that will never happen because you people have no work ethic and refuse to show up to band practice on a consistent basis and actually play these fucking songs.
It's putting the cart before the horse.
It's a waste of time. Yeah, waste of time.
Yeah, you're putting the cart before the horse. I agree. Like I've worked with people like that. They're just like already thinking about the way the band's gonna look or like the feel of the music.
Yeah, you got
music, but
you gotta make the name first, and then you gotta get your look down, and then the music comes after.
You're talking about fucking music videos and shit. Like, we haven't even written a song yet. Come on.
Yeah, and I think it is a good thing to be ambitious because I feel like I am very ambitious, and traditionally I have been very ambitious with bands, and I've seen, what for me is success. I've seen my goals fulfilled in bands. That wouldn't happen without ambition and vision, but also it happens because in these bands where these opportunities were possible, I cracked the whip and made sure everybody was there, that we had band practice every week, that everybody was there. And that, each band practice, we had a specific, this is what we're doing at this band practice. And, for the other people involved, a lot of people quit these bands and rotate out because they're like, wow, this is real fucking work. And I don't really want to work this hard or dedicate so much of my time to this. I'm like, well, that's fine, but I do, because I want to fucking tour the world and put out, interesting records and get better at my craft. So for me, yeah, I agree. It really is work, but it's work that I enjoy doing, that I'm driven to do.
You can tie that back in with movie, with Kenji being, sort of one day he's all in and then the next day he's
yeah,
I'm out of bed.
I didn't like that scene. I was like, what?
He's just laying on the ground while they practice and his butt cheeks are wiggling. That was one of the funniest scenes. But
and how I've gone through that rigmarole countless times. It drives me fucking nuts, man. I can't stand it.
But the rest of the band's that's just how he is.
I love that they know him so well.
Yeah.
I'd be like, fuck you, dude. Okay, you just literally made me do this, and now I got equipment, and now I got drums, and we're not doing no band. Like, what?
And after the fact that they've committed to doing this festival, this rock festival, and they're gonna no, I'm done. But we won't give away the end because he does redeem himself.
Oh, we got to discuss the end.
Oh my god.
Okay, well,
spoiler warning.
Yeah, but I want Kenji is a truly fascinating character because his character writing is his character is developed as much by what he does as how other people interact with him and talk about him and kind of respond to him, right? The first thing we know about Kenji in the opening scene, we're introduced to three, no-name side characters that are discussing Kenji as being this absolutely terrifying delinquent bully that can, beat everybody up. And then Kenji appears and they all are like, oh, and are really wigging out, and they run out of the store screaming. So we get the feeling wow, Kenji must be this really frightening, scary guy. But Kenji in that scene is just standing there, and he just has this kind of blank, goofy look on his face, and then he pulls out a cigarette, and he just is completely unresponsive to these three individuals, and is just kind of seems like a goofy ass dude, a pretty tame and ordinary individual. And we see that throughout that kind of dynamic throughout the movie, that all the characters around Kenji are oh, Kenji, bad news, scary guy, he could beat up all of us, he beat up all these kids, we're gonna go fight him. But we never actually see Kenji act like this at any point. He's just some doofy guy with his two doofy friends just hanging out.
Spaghetti jutsu, I think it's what they call his martial art.
Yeah,
but you're
and we're back.
Oh my god, that was the most stressful part of 1 hour of my life. This is why Sundays give me anxiety.
Yeah, maybe. I was going to say this is why I don't trust technology.
Yeah, if we had a good old fashion tape recorder,
that's how Dan
Analog.
records a lot of his band stuff. So
reel to reel, we'd be fine.
We
Mhm.
do need a reel to reel.
Mhm.
So
Got a power outage in Baltimore that
Yes.
disrupted our recording.
Yes.
But it sounds like the files are saved, so we're back on.
yes.
So I believe we left off talking about Kenji, how he was equally characterized by people's reaction to him,
Oh, I'm glad you
as-
remember.
the things he did on the screen.
Let's hop back in then.
Yes, I was in the middle of a sentence. I don't remember what the fuck I was saying. So
I don't remember what either of you were saying. My mind went blank when my computer went blank.
So let's open the floodgate to spoilers
Oh, yes,
in the
that's
second
right.
half.
Okay, all right.
And let's talk. So the climax of the movie, of course, is Kenji doing this boredom style giant leap into the air, and then he lands back down. It's all silent when he does the big jump. It's monumentous. The world stops. Everything stops with his giant jump. Then when he lands, he starts belting out into kind of this extremely emotional, bluesy scat style singing, which seems very uncharacteristic for the kind of nonchalant and reserved Kenji we've seen up to this point. But I think that's what makes it so emotionally powerful and compelling, that like we see how music has given Kenji an opportunity to truly express himself and to just let it all out. And that he feels so empowered that he is able to just let the emotions just flow out of him in that moment. And everyone around him is just kind of shocked and amazed, at this expression, at this display of humanity. It resonates with them. I think it's really powerful stuff.
Hmm.
but not before doing a recorder, one instrument recorder solo with not only his band but Kobuchutsu or Kobujitsu, whatever one it is, Kobujutsu.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the folk band that decides to go rock style.
Oh my god, that recorder solo like had me rolling. I couldn't tell if this was supposed to be a comedy or a drama at some point.
Yeah, I would say 3/4 comedy, and quarter drama.
Yeah, well, when I see indie film festival awards, I'm always like, ooh, that means it's deep, that means it's got lots of meaning. And I'm like, so when I go into something and then like he pauses for like almost a minute before he like starts talking sometimes, and I'm just like, what is happening? Like, especially it's shocking in animation, because in live action you can kind of like gauge what a person's thinking while they have that pause, but like in animation it's literally just like a static image of him just like thinking, and I'm just like, oh my god, what's happening?
One of the funniest parts in the movie to me was when he's being attacked, more or less confronted by that other gang with the Millhawks.
Okay. Yeah.
And they're like, he's threatening Kenji, the leader of this group, and he's on the way to bring this bass guitar to the festival, and he throws the bass guitar on the ground and breaks it before the dude finishes what he was going to I don't know what the word would be, but just like before he finished his sentence.
Yeah, he was obviously going to say, so he said, you either need to let us beat you up, or you need to break. And it was obvious he was going to say, break your bass guitar. But before he can get the words out, Kenji just smashes his bass guitar on the ground and starts wrecking it, while everyone's like, oh my God, wait.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
And then
I
he
thought that
whips
was
out
cool.
the
I thought that
and he
was
whips
cool.
out the recorder.
Yeah.
What a man. I don't know what Kenji's thinking behind in his eyes. You know what I mean? Like very unpredictable person. I don't know if I could be friends with him in real life.
I thought the funniest part was when they decided they were bored and would walk over to the other high school to go beat up the Mohawks, but they didn't know where the other high school was. They're like walking for a solid 3 minutes of screen time before Kenji goes, "So where is the high school?" And
Oh my
everybody, the other
God.
two guys are like, "I don't know."
Where
And then
is
they
it?
just turn around and go back.
Oh my
Mhm.
god. Woo.
Upon second watch, I noticed I missed the fact that you could hear a recorder in the background when the two other band members, Ota
Mhm.
and Asakura, are like chilling on the beach, and
Oh.
they're like, it's really dark, and they're just finished practicing by themselves, and then all of a sudden you hear this like instrument in the back, far, far away, and I didn't think of anything of it the first time I watched it, and it's just like, is Kenji out there just practicing his recorder somewhere on some island, you know?
Hmm.
But
Yeah, because they chalk it up to island music, don't they?
yeah,
Like they're like, "What is that sound?" And then they talk about like, "Oh, it's from that island over there." Yeah.
What's Kenji doing out there?
Nobody knows.
So the two scenes that left me kind of scratching my head, one was Aya confronting Kenji about quitting the band, and then Kenji runs over and grabs her butt, and Aya punches him, and then Kenji, the punch knocks Kenji over, and Kenji just kind of lays there for a prolonged period, presumably reflecting on his actions and why exactly he got punched. I just didn't really understand why Kenji ran over and grabbed Aya's butt all of a sudden.
What? Well, wasn't it because he liked her?
It's just his way of,
Expressing himself.
yeah, he didn't have the words. Yeah, it was like a weird moment, like as a teenager, where you just do something totally erratic
Yeah.
with no thought, and that's kind of what he did, but wasn't really wasn't called, really uncalled for.
But like, so then later on, he's like talking to her, and he's like, "Well, do you want to go to the movies with me?" And she's like,
Yeah.
"Ew."
Disney World, right?
Disneyland. Yeah, that's
Disneyland.
right. Yeah. And she was like, "Ew, no." And then the other boy in his band was like walking down the hall and heard it. And he was like, "Oh, yeah. That means Aya doesn't like him."
But then they both gleefully exit the school at different times. First, Aya comes out and she's super happy and skipping around. And then Kenji comes out and he's like also super happy, kind of running around. So I interpreted that as that they like had this disagreement on screen, or not disagreement, but like they had this like playful rejection on screen, but then off screen they must have agreed to go on this date, and that's why they were so happy.
Oh, I assumed that they confessed their feelings, not like off screen or on screen, but like in that moment when he was asking her, he wasn't asking her about Disneyland. He was asking her about them going out. And then she was like, "No, I don't want to go with you." And it wasn't, "I don't want to go to Disneyland with you." It was like, "No, I don't like you." So then they got their emotions out, got that settled, and then they could move on with their life, kind of thing.
And that's why they were so happy.
Yeah. No? I don't know.
No, yeah, I interpreted the way Dan did,
Oh,
as
okay.
in, yeah, but they don't really, maybe prior they say they don't like each other, or yada yada yada, or imply that, but it's just like them being,
Kids.
yeah, essentially, and because Kenji quit the band so suddenly, she was pissed off at him. But at the end, like they do like each other. They just don't necessarily say it.
Yeah, Aya fulfills a kind of interesting role in this movie because she seems to be friends or at least acquainted with the Mohawk crowd. You know, she is acquainted with Kenji and crew, who everyone else, you know, they're constantly portrayed as being the bad kids, but Aya is not a bad kid, but doesn't seem to have any kind of bad interpretation of Kenji and crew. She's, you know, totally friendly and reasonable with them. They draft her to sing in the band, and she's like, "Oh, I can't really sing." But she can actually sing. There's a scene where she goes home and sings, and she's like clearly kind of excited to do this, even though she doesn't do it in the end. I thought that was kind of interesting and kind of like very realistic, you know, that like, yeah, like I too have been in bands where somebody's like, "Oh, I don't play any instruments," and I'm like, well, "That's cool. You could like just sing, you know," and it works out, you know.
Yeah, just sort of it's like going back to the guitar playing. It's like, okay, like you can sing but you only sing in the shower.
Mm-hmm.
You never sung in front of somebody, so maybe you're not comfortable yet with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think the growth of the long-haired folk music guy is also real interesting. We see him start as like folk music club, kind of music critic type guy, and as the movie goes on, he becomes more of a rock and roll guy. He sees the power of
he
rock
opens
and roll.
up more, I feel.
Yeah.
The music from that band Kobe Jutsu is on Spotify for those who want to listen. They have they have like 4 or 5 songs. I don't know if they made the music solely for this fictional band. And they're like, "Oh, we might as well just put the music out after making the movie," but it's on there. And the voice of Kenji is Shintaro Sakamoto, which is a popular I don't say indie, but just like psych rock.
Oh, really?
Musician. Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I did not pick up on that until second watch. They have some extras on the DVD, and everything is just in the credits. It says Shintaro Sakamoto. I'm like, fuck, I love his music. I had no idea. I had no fucking idea.
Interesting.
And he doesn't actually sing in the anime, which is odd to me. Maybe because of paying him royalties. I don't know, but this person who sings is not the same voice actor.
Really? Wow. His voice does sound different, but I guess I didn't think it would be literally a different person. Yeah, interesting. I want to give a shout out to the character in the crowd at the rock festival that was wearing a Doom shirt. I was like, wow, you know, we got some DIY punk representation in here.
Nice.
Very cool. You know, I saw Doom on their last Japan tour. So it's like, I know, like, whoa, you know, that's cool.
I missed that.
It's because it's mirrored. It's mirrored.
Oh,
it's like the mirror image of the Doom logo. But so not that it's backwards, so it says mood, but it's like the letters are each it's like, yeah, it is flipped, like the D is flipped, so it's like looks awkward, but it's clearly the logo of the UK crust band Doom. Yeah,
cool. Yeah, one of the film crew in the live action recordings for the footage has a Napalm Death shirt on.
Oh, really?
I'm sorry, a hat, Napalm Death hat. Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. So and this does make me feel like, yeah, the people making this movie get it, right? It's not that they are like kind of assuming the kind of circumstances and the feeling of making this kind of rambunctious amateur art. But I think if you're listening to Doom, then you probably have an understanding that, like, yeah, cool rock bands are often stemmed from bored teenagers that don't know what they're doing. Yeah. That is the story of, 80% of classic punk records.
There's literally a famous Japanese band called Boredom. So
yeah.
Which are loud and noisy. So I guess it kind of ties in, huh?
Well, and that's what I'm referencing earlier when Boredom's played
Mm.
Lollapalooza. Is that really famous picture of the singer jumping? I forget the guy's kind of punk names that were his I, like EYE, but I forget what his real name is. But there's a real famous picture of him jumping like fucking 6 feet in the air. I mean, it's crazy how high this guy jumps. And I kind of felt like, oh, that clearly had to be a reference to that moment of like, dude, just when Kenji jumps all the way up there, lands and does those kind of scat vocals, which is kind of what this guy I is known for, is these kind of like improvised scat like vocals. I felt like, oh, that's got to be a reference to that moment, to that picture. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought.
I can't say anything because I don't know anything about punk music. You little punk boys over there, you're talking about punk music and stuff. I'm just sitting here like, sure.
Yeah, well, I think the music it helps that it's a movie about music, and the music great. Everything I thought in the show was really good, and there's like the show is great restraint of being like really quiet, and then music or like sound effects, sort of back and forth contrast between
Lots
the
of
two.
atmosphere. I think it's
I
think it's bold when people choose to not put any music in,
Yeah.
I feel like that says a lot more than like curating the entire movie. You know what I mean? Like not choosing not to put music in. That's like, you go ahead with yourself.
That's one of my biggest complaints about Spike Lee as a director, is that he puts music in all his movies. The entire fucking movie is just music soundtrack. I love Spike Lee, but fucking come on, dude. Like, just chill with it, man.
Some moments need to be built up with no sound.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Kenji's long pause before he asks about being in the band would not have the same effect if there's background music.
Yeah, no, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah, I also thought it was, I guess I have two other little thoughts about this. I thought the amount of action that happens off screen is very interesting. Yeah, and the biggest example of that is what Geoff was talking about, where Kenji acquires a bass guitar, and he, in this scene, Kenji walking down the street, a dude, runs past him, then a woman runs past him chasing after him I think we see all the characters run by Kenji. Maybe it's just the guy with the bass guitar walks by, and then we hear that there's a robbery going on. The dude hands Kenji the bass guitar and runs off screen. And what's on screen is just Kenji holding this bass guitar for like 90 seconds or 2 minutes or something, while we hear this guy chasing down a purse snatcher and grabbing him, and a cop comes by on the bicycle, and then they have this whole conversation off screen about, oh, thanks for catching this guy. I need you to come down to the police station and file a report. Oh, but I can't do that because I got a gig going on. Oh, that's interesting, but you still got to come do this. And, oh no, just say the old lady caught him. The old lady's like, well, I'm not an old lady. And they're having this big argument while Kenji's just standing there holding a bass guitar.
Yeah.
And thus Kenji has acquired a bass guitar, which is never, like nobody ever, the film at no point asks like, was that fucked up or not? Like, because I think it's kind of fucked up to just run off with somebody's bass guitar. The film is not concerned with this, and maybe that this is a reflection of Kenji as being, a delinquent kind of guy.
Yeah, it's about sort of the serendipitous occurrences of just a daily life. But yeah, it's like never, to your point, never puts you in the perspective of those people who it may affect. I think that's why the comedy works so well in this movie.
I also thought it was very interesting when Mohawk Gang was hanging out outside the gas station, and then the fish factory guy comes and starts counting them, and the Mohawk Gang guys get real aggressive towards them and are like kind of bullying him and trying to intimidate him, until one of their graduated senpais comes up and is like, "Oh, hey everybody! Oh, hello, boss!" and gives him the bow, and then he introduces all the Mohawk gang guys, like, "Oh, these are all my little kohai, and we're here to do some part-time work." And all the Mohawk guys are like, kind of having their, I feel like you can see the gears twisting in their brain, like, oh wait, like we have to be nice to the boss man because he's who gives us money, and yeah, I thought that was kind of an interesting interaction of like, yeah, they probably, they felt like they had the right, the authority, the ability to be rude to this guy and intimidate him, but actually there's senpai that knows more than them, that is presumably, he's certainly physically bigger and more muscular and presumably a lot tougher and scarier than any of the Mohawk gang. He shows this guy respect and defers to him, so it makes the Mohawk guys feel like, oh, actually we fucked up, like we clearly don't understand the world very well, we're young and stupid. I thought that was interesting.
Was this a scene where they get on the bus where the teacher shows up? Yeah. And they're like, oh shit, we have to work. Fuck.
Yeah.
And then they lose their like coolness, their machoism, like, nope. Yeah, overall really good film. Like this is gonna go up in like my top, I don't know, top list of movies, short list for the last few years. It's a shame that we didn't get to see this premiere anywhere. Like this would have been a perfect thing to show at Otaku or another convention as a premiere.
Yeah, truth.
Yep. They missed out on that opportunity.
Yeah, I would highly recommend it if you are into music or small indie movies, shorts, whatever.
Yeah, I give this movie 2 thumbs up. I recommend it.
Don't know that it's streaming anywhere except for you'd have to rent it, right?
Yeah, you can rent it from like Roku or Apple TV, or you can.
It's on gogoanime.pe.
Oh yeah, is it?
Yep.
Must be one of those Chinese sites.
You
can get all that spam, Dan.
That's how you get hot singles in the area.
I know, that's how I get hot singles in the area. I particularly like when I was watching Phoenix off this and Geoff was like, oh, it's on Crunchyroll. I was like,
you can go to a website called because.moe and it'll tell you where the anime is streaming.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, come on.
I'll try that next time.
Too many steps, Amelia.
Oh my God. I literally use it all the time, especially because like sometimes I can't figure out which seasonal is being licensed by certain people. And I'm like, where is it?
Truth. I feel
that.
I feel that.
Yeah, I wanted to watch a bunch of like older anime and I was like, dang, I hope it's streaming somewhere. So you just pop on because.moe and it tells you right where it's streaming.
Oh.
Awkward pause.
Are we gonna go start a band right now?
I can sing and drink all your soda.
I can play drums.
There was a period where it was right before you either mentioned that you were gonna like move back, and I remember being really motivated to start a band, punk rock, I don't know, some kind of punk band.
Yeah.
And I was like, I just instantly went to you in that moment. And yeah, I think it would have turned into something.
Yeah.
But that's all to say that it's just like, oh, it's all you need is some inspiration in the moment and having the courage or want to ask somebody just to join you. And then,
oh my God, are we starting a band?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Oh my God. Is this podcast turning into a band right now? Podcast into
Club.
a band.
Otaku host band.
Otaku host band. Hilarious. I love it.
You never know. I implore, the last thing I'm going to say is I implore everyone to ask your friend to start a band with you, even if it only lasts for a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. Everybody should, give it a chance, give it a try. Everybody has a right to participate in their local community and have their voice heard. And, get it. Everybody should, snatch the opportunity, get out and express themselves, even if it sucks, even if it's not good. You should still just do it anyway, just to have the experience, to try it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think a lot of times people get really fixated on pride, that like, oh, I don't want to like do this because I'm not going to be good at it, or because I am afraid of embarrassing myself. I think people should recognize that anything you do, like, you're bad at it. Everyone is bad at everything when they first start.
Mm-hmm.
And even disregarding the fact that being bad can be great if you are kind of doing this in the right context and framing it correctly. Like, there are certainly ways to make awful music or like talentless music, but make it in a way that is, emotionally and artistically fulfilling and powerful. Even disregarding that, even if your band honestly just sucks, I still think you should do it, because it's okay, and you should still go through the motions and try, because you'll never know if this is, a medium that resonates with you if you never try. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay.
Kids.
Okay to be bad.
It's okay to be bad, kids. Just do it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, get off your goddamn phones and make a fucking band.
Yeah. Post it on TikTok so I can watch it.
I started my first punk band when I was 14, and I don't think I did anything good until I was more like 19 or 20. And on the one hand, that is like, well, that's pretty young. But on the other hand, it's like, yeah, I spent like 6 years, 5 or 6 years playing in totally awful bands until I was actually good enough to understand what I should be doing and do it correctly. So it just takes a long time. Everybody's bad at everything when they first started. There's no shame in that.
Yeah, go make some boingy noises on your guitar.
Boing, boing.
Boing.
And I think with that, we'll end it. We'll close it out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
We'll
Goodbye.
We'll see you next week, maybe.
Yes.
If our power doesn't go out.
We got to invest in the power generator.
Invest in laptops.
Backup. Yeah, for sure.
Oh my God.
Bye.
Okay. Goodbye.
Otskare. We hope you enjoyed that episode of the Otaku Host Club podcast. If you want to be a part of the conversation or participate during episodes, hop on into our Discord server. The invite link should be in the show notes of wherever you're listening to this on. Or you can head on over to our website, otakuhostclub.com, where you'll find links to previous episodes, as well as our Instagram at Otaku Host Club, and our YouTube channel, where we put out video versions of episodes after they hit Spotify. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.